Greetings, and welcome back to our Standing Watch program. As had been expected and anticipated, Iran did not comply with the UN Security Council's resolution to halt uranium enrichment. Of course, that was the deadline of August 31, and Iran is saying that they only are going to use it for peaceful purposes, not for the purpose of creating a bomb, a nuclear bomb, and so they have the right to do that, and they will not make any concessions. Now, the resolution apparently stated that if Iran would take that position, they would impose sanctions. But now, specifically Russia and apparently also China are backpedaling. And even other countries like Italy or Germany are not all that anxious to impose sanctions because of their economic relationships and interests in Iran. And so it appears that maybe the United States of America will find itself alone again in this fight. And they, of course, are convinced that Iran is willing to use uranium enrichment to create nuclear weapons. Now, how real is that fear? When we look at the philosophy of the man who is leading Iran, then the dangers are in fact very great. Even his name is a tongue twister. I wrote it down so I would pronounce it correctly. His name is Mahmoud Ahmadinejad. And in this name, the word Mahdi appears, which is quite interesting, because from all the reports we have received, the Iranian president seems to believe that he has been chosen to bring about the return of the Mahdi, or, as he is also called, the hidden Imam, which goes back to a boy with the age of 5 who in about 940 AD disappeared. And he was a direct descendant of Muhammad. And so the Islam people believe that this Mahdi, this hidden Imam, would return, but only after a time of war and bloodshed, bringing about the rule of Islam over the world, after having defeated the infidels like, Israel, or also, of course, the United States of America. Now, the Iranian president has already said that Israel should be wiped off the map. And he believes, apparently, that he is one of those 26 nails which the hidden Imam is selecting in every generation, giving those people a particular job to do. And the Iranian president seems to believe that he has been chosen to bring about the return of the Mahdi. Now, with that kind of a philosophy, do we actually believe that he will make any concessions unless it serves his purpose? And do we actually have any doubt that if given the power, he would do what he said he did insofar as Israel is concerned? And he has also questioned the undisputable fact that there was a Holocaust in Germany during World War II. And it is also perhaps interesting that he is trying to woo Germany at this point. Now, Germany is giving him the cold shoulder, but there are biblical prophecies to the effect that there is going to come a time when certain nations in the Middle East will gather together, build a confederacy against Israel, and that Germany in the future will, at least for a while, participate in that endeavor. We have to watch the events which are taking place in the Middle East, but also in the United States of America and in Europe and in other places, the Far East. What is the world going to do with Iran? What is the United States of America going to do? They may impose sanctions on their own, but are they going to also invade militarily? Just this week, apparently Secretary of State Donald Rumsfeld said that America would be able to invade militarily, and as early or as late as April of this year, voices have been heard advocating nuclear warfare against Iran. Now, if that were to happen, we can see the outcry of the world against the United States of America. And so it is interesting that based on biblical prophecy, we find that there will be an ongoing deterioration of the relationship between the United States of America and the rest of the world, particularly Europe. And that Europe will unite and will become a very powerful bloc. But that is not going to be good news for the world either, because once united Europe is manifesting itself, they will take care of quote-unquote problems, not just with quote-unquote peaceful means. And then you have the unpredictable players of Russia and China over there in the Far East, and perhaps Japan and India and Pakistan, who also according to biblical prophecy will unite and become a very powerful bloc, challenging Europe. These events are prophesied, and as we are seeing them unfold on the world scene, we realize how far in biblical prophecy we have come, because the Bible says when these things occur, the return of Jesus Christ is very near. So please keep watching what is happening and keep listening to our program. And in order to help you to better even understand what is going on in the world, please read our free literature, including Europe in Prophecy, the rise and fall, or the fall and rise of Britain and America, and also the Great Tribulation and the Day of the Lord. Now these booklets can be viewed on our website, standingwatch.org. They can also be asked for in hard copy form, and they're absolutely free. There's no request for money whatsoever. So please do yourself a favor and read those booklets and keep watching. And so thank you very much for your attention. This is Norbert Link for the Standing Watch program.